Hi everyone, I just wanted to make this video. I did a video a year or two ago, I can't remember exactly when, showing how to make graphics using AI. And obviously, and I say this every time, understand that AI is a controversial subject. But if you use it for, I think there's some great tools, and I just treat it like a tool to help me save some time in designing sometimes some graphics for things. And I just wanted to show you some of the really cool things you can do with it. And you don't need to use a lot of different ones. You can actually just use the free version of ChatGPT if you really wanted to. Now I pay for mine, but I use it more for what I do. But here's some things that you can do in ChatGPT to sort of help with your workflow. Maybe do some things that you don't have skills to do or someone employed to do in your church. So first thing I want to show you, this is a very simple thing, and you may not use it very often, or you want to post a photo of someone or something had happened at church, and maybe the photo didn't come out very well and it's a little bit blurry. So I'm just going to post a photo in here of me. This was taken 6 years ago, and it is you can't really see it. Hold on, let me just show you what it looks like. See, I'm kind of a little bit blurry. I know that's my brother Nathan in the background there, but I'm a little bit blurry, and I think if I want to use this photo for anything, we could do better. So I've just dropped this into a ChatGPT window here, and I'm just going to say, can you please, I always very polite to our AI overlords. I'm joking. Please make this image not blurry. And we let it do its thing. It can take some time sometimes, depending on the image. But I've done this a few times, and I've had some very good results. It's not perfect, but if your image is just slightly blurry, then you can fix it. Or if there's something you need to remove. So again, if I put this through and I say, can you remove the person in the background, it would remove my brother from the image if you needed it to do that. It's you say, oh, that's a bit weird, but these tools are available for you if you go into Photoshop to fix these things. But we don't all have the skills or the money to pay for Photoshop, and so we can just do this. And again, it's generally free. I don't know what the limitations are of the free ChatGPT, but maybe it's not. But I like I said, you can pay for it, and it does pretty well. So it looks like it's about to finish, and there you go. So it actually made Nathan in the background also not blurry, and it did a pretty good job. So in comparison, that's the original blurry one. That's not blurry one, and that's a pretty good job, honestly. It's kind of it does struggle with my hair. I've got a bit of grey in my hair, and it can make it look a little bit like grey grass in some ways. But if I was using this for a thumbnail or a small image for something, it just adds a little bit more. Like, it's improved a lot of things in this photo. It's sharpened up most of the stuff, but yeah, that one's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to show you what you can do if you're doing a maybe you've recorded a sermon and you've uploaded it to YouTube and you need a thumbnail for that. Now you can go down the path of just having a generic sermon graphic or something like that. You can definitely do that. You don't have to have people in it, but I'm just going to show you what the power of making something. And especially, I like to use this if maybe there's a guest speaker, not so much for a series with the pastor of my church, which is my brother, I normally wouldn't use our pastors in the thumbnails because I don't think that's the type of church we are. But guest speakers, absolutely, especially if no one knows who this person is, definitely do that. So what we can do is we find an image. So I've come up with a fake sermon, not the actual sermon itself, just a fake sermon title. So I found this photo of someone preaching just on Unsplash, so that there's not anyone I'd know, and I'm not going to publish this anywhere. So I'm going to take that person, and the name of the sermon is called "When the Storm Doesn't Stop." And so what I've also gone is to Unsplash here. Now you can actually get ChatGPT to create the image for you if you really wanted to, but for now I'm going to try and find a free stock one here. So there's some really good ones here. Anything with the plus is not free, so I'm looking for ones. I actually kind of like this one here. No, it's not very storm-like, is it? No. And this one's too stormy. Oh, I kind of like this one. So we've got some waves, there's some storm clouds on top. So let's go with that one. So we're going to download it. And we're going to paste this in here. All right, now we ask, this is the prompt. It's all to do with the prompt. Please create a YouTube thumbnail using these images of the guest speaker. I'm going to call him Reverend Robin. Apologise if there's any Reverend Rob Robins out there. Called When the Storm Doesn't Stop. And the storm. Put these into quotations. And using the speaker's name and that title in the thumbnail. That's it. And we'll just sit back and wait for it to happen. The good thing about this is you don't need to learn any photoshopping skills or pay for those programs if you don't want to. Obviously, having a... look at that. That's it. How good is that? Honestly. And how long did that take? I didn't speed that up or anything. We're talking, 15, 20 seconds there. And we've got a picture of the person. We've got the image in the background, the storm. It's done some color correction to it with the text, and that's really good. Now, if you had like a church logo and something like that, you could ask it to incorporate the church logo into that as well if you wanted to add that in there. So you could just say include the church logo in the bottom right hand corner of this image. If I wanted to make, this is the good thing about using also this type of AI chat system, is I could then actually make a change to this image that it's already done. So we'll drag that down and pop it in there. Awesome. Can you please amend this and make the person's and change the person's jacket, color from blue to let's just say ocean green. To be honest with you, the blue is fine. I'm just giving you an example of how you can now, using the same image, it should give exactly the same image with that one adjustment made to it, which is pretty amazing. The cool thing about doing these type of thumbnails is, and one thing I've learnt is, thumbnails actually very important. If you want to catch people's eye about what they're going to watch if they're on YouTube, a thumbnail is what captures them. If you've just got a generic image of your church logo or some text and something like that, it's not really going to catch their eye. Having a dynamic thumbnail, and one that's, looks like it's professionally done, makes a huge difference to how many people are going to watch your sermon or your message. Here we go. What's it going to do? Sometimes these don't work, I will point that out, but that one does. So there you go. How awesome is that? I just made a tweak to his jacket, and it just took a couple extra prompts to say that, and then you can choose which one you want to use. I would probably stick with the blue one because it kind of fits in with the storm colors, but the green is not too bad too, because it's obviously, you got ocean green, sort of like that, and yeah, so this is a great way to just take your church's maybe sermon thumbnails to another level. So that's just a quick little tutorial for you. Take it or leave it, up to you. And but I think these are powerful tools that your church should be using.